This man is the boss of the biggest Korean gang just because he got out of the car and lit a cigarette. He tried to catch a high school kid jumping off a bridge with his bare hands. With a loud crash, both of them tumbled to the side of the road. Luckily, the truck swerved hard, so Deba managed to keep half his life. He didn't even have time to check on the kid. When he woke up again, he found his legs weak as hell. Nothing like the tough, strong guy he used to be. He rushed to the mirror and saw he had swapped bodies with that high schooler. He thought he was still dreaming, but then his guys started yelling outside the door, saying the kid killed their boss, and they were going to settle the score. Deba walked out of the hospital room and smiled, greeting his guy Dong-soo. But Dong-soo just knocked him flat with one punch. Seeing that Dong-soo wasn't joking around, Deba finally realized this wasn't a dream. He tried to explain, but they dragged him straight to the funeral hall and forced him to apologize to his dead self. Looking at his own memorial tablet, Deba completely lost it. He flipped the altar over, screaming that he was Deba, but his guys wouldn't listen. In their eyes, this punk had no gratitude and dared to trash the funeral hall. They were so pissed they wanted to kill him on the spot. Luckily, the chairman stepped in and stopped them, saying that since Deba risked his life to save the kid, they should respect his last wishes. But Deba refused to accept that he was dead, since they already held the funeral. It meant that body was gone, so he went to the morgue to find his own body, to try to swap their souls back. But no matter how much he touched it, nothing worked. He went back to that overpass to try to recreate what happened. Not only did he fail to swap back, but he also lost a leg. Even worse, during the 3 days he was in a coma, his own body had already been cremated. So at this point, Deba had no choice but to accept it. From the info card on the hospital bed, he learned the kid's name was Lee Hyun, barely 18 years old. Then this really aggressive woman walked into the room. Deba casually greeted her, only to get laughed at. After a few exchanges, Deba realized she wasn't Lee Hyun's mom. She was probably someone working for his dad, and she had serious issues with him and his mother. Looks like Lee Hyun and his mom took a lot of crap from her. But what she didn't know was, this kid was different now. Deba gave her one cold look and pissed her off enough to leave. To figure out what was going on with this body, he quickly opened Lee Hyun's tablet. That's when he found out Lee Hyun was the chairman's illegitimate son. But to protect the company's image, for 18 years his dad only gave money and never acknowledged him, keeping the mother and son shut off from the outside world. That created Lee Hyun's insecure, cowardly personality. At school, he was constantly bullied by the school thug, Hong Jae-min. At first, the guy made him steal alcohol from home. Then he amped it up to demanding jewelry. If Lee Hyun hesitated even a second, he'd get beaten senseless. All those things piled up and eventually made Lee Hyun want to jump off that bridge. After reading the diary, Deba was so mad he cracked the screen, and he finally understood why fate had swapped him into Lee Hyun's body. He decided to start over from scratch. He got a clean, sharp haircut. The next day, when he walked into the classroom, none of the students recognized him. He didn't know where Lee Hyun used to sit, but he wasn't the least bit intimidated